I just kicked things off. This could be a 25-kilometer run today. And my first impression, man, look how green this is. This is the most civilized part of the course. I think like the first maybe 2 miles in total are gonna be paved. All the rest, we doing a little off-roading, baby. Look at that. Swampy. I am just over a mile in. Can I reverse this camera? I don't think I can. And already the terrain is much more challenging than Shelby Farms Wolf River trails up in Memphis. So exciting. I'm gonna get back to running. 2 miles in, I can already tell you this is a completely different beast than any other trail I've been on before. Had a nice big hill, one I've never seen within the confines of Shelby County, Tennessee. And had to walk it. Trying to keep my heart rate down, but it's a lot of work. These trails are gnarly, man. This is a pretty relatively calm part so I can film. Big hill, numero 20. Hello, frog. Jesus. That's where boys become men, I guess. You know, the middle 13 miles of this 16-mile run was supposed to be my race pace. But I think this kind of is my race pace. You know, the trail is kind of leveled out. It's a little marshier than it was at the start, but it's a little less intimidating than it was in the opening miles. Maybe I'm getting used to this. We'll see. I promise I'm actually doing some running on this course. I really don't get the chance to film on up hills though where I'm supposed to walk. Because man, the trail itself is very challenging. Some fun footing. Very glad that I have my new trail shoes. Haven't slipped once. And I put that grip to the test a few times in some hard turns. They're holding up. I think I like them. Water pack is not leaking unlike last week. Whew. Everything's looking up. Including me. More up hills. Now that I'm in this though, I find the prospect of a Trail 50 kind of nice. Because since I started running again in 2020, thus far it's always been pushing for more distance. It's always been the distance that has challenged me, not the course. And so, battling against the environment like this and not necessarily racing against the clock, that's a really freeing feeling. And I don't know, you get to enjoy it. I mean, come on, man. What more can you ask for? One step at a time. Look, Ma, I'm in Stand By Me. All right. This may not look like much, but this is called, predictably, Railroad. This will be aid station number 1 on the 50K. I look forward to there being like Gatorade here. Pretty sparse right now, sparse pickings. God, fuck. Ah, fuck. Dude. Oh, that was a bug. Oh, right in my mouth. Had some kind of irritant in it. Tastes nasty. It was huge. What the fuck was that? Oh my god. Ah, I can still taste it. Huh. Nature's disgusting. Let's see if I can catch some nature without catching nature in my mouth. But you know, despite that free lunch I just had, I'm 7.5 miles in now, and I'm starting to feel good. Just walking when I need to keep my heart rate down. And I think that's a strategy that's gonna serve me well for the whole dang thing. 31 miles. Is that Wilson? It is. Wow. I mean, come on, dude. Get a look at that swamp. Can you? This thing is a little blurry. I think I just made it worse. Oh, what the hell. I'm enjoying myself out here. In focus or not. You know, I may be wrong. I took just a cursory glance to the course and the Strava segments. But I believe this may be what they call the wall. Woo! I don't know how it looks on camera, but this is a very walkable climb. And by walkable, I mean not at all runnable. Yeet. But then, I bet there are bigger walls than this. I tell you what, this one's at least tall enough to keep the Mongols out for a few hundred years. So there are 4 of these cabins on the course. I believe this is a more popular thing over in Europe. It's kind of neat that Big Hill Pond does this. You can stay in these things rent-free, reservation-free. If you can get to them, you can spend the night. I think the only person here is that spider. Hear that? I just gave spiders personhood. Dope. At this point, over halfway in, I can confidently say that Memphis has no trail that can prepare you for this. You're better off just running stairs in a parking garage somewhere. Good Lord. From a technical perspective, I can say it's a nice mix of trails. You never spend more than like a mile or so on the same terrain. Sometimes you get a nice wide, well-trod path like this. Sometimes you get single track. Sometimes no roots. Other times it is all stones and tree roots. It's pretty precarious in places, but again, not for long. It's kind of like a nice baby's introduction to trail running, I suppose. I know it gets a lot harder than this, but at the moment, this is hard enough. Gorgeous. After a nice 3-mile or so loop, we are back at Railroad. I wish I could refill my water here. I'm a little low. Okay, this is an actual wall. Like, that's Railroad down there. Oh my God. This is amazing. I didn't mean to record. Little swampy boardwalk action for you. Not as swampy as other parts of the course, to be honest. But still, it's nice to give my ankles a break for a change. Nice flat terrain, a little squishy, but still, once again, less squishy than a half mile ago. That was longer than expected, and actually quite nice. It's like the course knew. It's like Shasta. We realized that your training has not really been for a course like this. Trails are not your strong suit. Here's a nice little half-mile break for you. Remember what road running was like? Anyway, back to hills. Okay, this has to be the wall. It does not strike me as wheelchair accessible. Could it be? Are the legends true? Is this the Big Hill Pond? Probably not. So that was cool. At the base of the Fire Watch Tower, I ran into 3 other runners who are also doing the Walking Tall race. Had a nice little intel meeting, trading of, course tips, just conversation, socializing. Running gets this rep for being such a solitary sport, but the deeper I get into it, the more I see it really is as social, or lack thereof, as you make it. Like, those are my people, It's a good feeling. That's the 14-mile marker that just rang right there. 3 miles to go. And man, I'm out of water and thinking about that Gatorade that's in the trunk of my car a lot. That's how good things are going right now. Dreaming of, at best, lukewarm Gatorade. This is so much nicer coming back down. than it was going up. So many kayaks. So since I'm in this last mile, I'm glad I did this. I had mixed feelings about it. Part of me wanted to be surprised on race day, but there's a difference between surprise and absolute like shock. And I feel better. I feel better equipped to take on this trail, knowing exactly what it is. The thought of doing this twice is humbling. It's gonna take a lot out of me, but I've got it in me, and I know that, and that's the exciting part. I don't think my faith is gonna be shaken during this race. We'll see if I'll eat those words. I like to make bold predictions for myself that turn out wrong. But beautiful day. Looking forward to the next month of training, and looking forward to race day. Let's go. It's tough to capture closing thoughts when I literally just finished my run, but I'm going to do my best to untangle the thoughts flying through my brain right now. I gained a lot of perspective on what the 50K is going to be like in a month's time by running half the course this morning. It started out overwhelming a little bit. I started getting those thoughts of like, wow, this is so hard right off the bat. How am I going to do this entire thing? And I feel like that's a common thing that happens with people going into ultra marathons, where if you try to get the big picture at once, as I tend to want to do as a human being, it is overwhelming. But if you can just quiet those thoughts a little bit and just enjoy the moment that you're in, focus on not going too fast, leaving your ego at the starting line, and just focusing on each step, as cheesy as that sounds, then you'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. This is going to be the hardest physical endeavor that I've ever undertaken in my life. But, you know, every single step that has led me to this point has been hard, and it's also been extremely fulfilling in ways that I'm still coming to understand. I still haven't fully wrapped my head around all the blessings that like these long runs that have led up to this point have gotten me. So here's to hoping for many more in 1 month's time. All right. I will see you in a month, Big Hill Pond, and I'll be ready. Come at me, bro. Peace.